Hey y'all. I've decided to bring across, like, go ahead and do some messages. And I wanted to do it outside, and so that's just where we're at. So what I will say is that went in to grab some cards or whatever, because I'm like, hey, it's time to put another message out. It was being nudged. I was being nudged, and let's back up for a second. I don't know what's been going on with my microphone as far as like the first like 15 seconds or something of my videos have been sounding like really low, and then all of a sudden the volume will go up. I'm not really sure. I have an older phone, like it's not that old, but anyway. Okay, so I don't know if that could be relevant to somebody. It could even go down to that there is an energy in or around you where you are having a hard time communicating with people or hearing people or feeling heard. Yeah, there may be some shadow work of feeling heard, um, but we definitely do. I don't have a notification. Okay, we definitely do have. We have went through this new moon, which was a special new moon in Scorpio, with its uh, eclipse, starting eclipse season. Yeah, and so that adds extra emphasis on so many things. There's balance. There's that moment. I don't know. There's a lot. Anyway, so okay, I'm just gonna skip all of the stuff. You either hear me or you don't. Okay, and I mean in so many ways. So I was gonna like kind of just break it down into segments, and I still think I will, but this first message, because I will pre-shuffle a lot of times. There's like three decks that I'm not even gonna be messing with. I don't even guess so, because during the pre-shuffle, like all of a sudden the cards went sliding. I was like moving things around on the table out here so that I could, you know, lay cards out and do the pre-shuffle, and cards just went sliding off, like they fell off of the book they were sitting on. So in picking them up, there were, and like having to put them back together and stuff, there were specific cards that came out that I feel like that need to be addressed, because in the pre-shuffle there was an energy definitely that it goes right along with. What I will say though is that, to start off with, this card this card was mixed in with a different deck that I have, and that has happened. Either this deck showing up like this in this other deck, or vice versa, one of the two on one of my last few readings. But it is there, and this is the energy that's been coming through too. There's a lot of emphasis on trusting yourself, on trusting your intuition, on trusting divine spiritual guidance, on understanding what that is, and accepting it and believing it. There is a big emphasis on trust. Now that will affect you in different ways, as depending on who you are, because we're different. The number 9 could be significant. Some of you could be enjoying this beautiful weather out in, I see like trails and out in forests right now, or really, really, really feeling the urge to. There may be maybe even some of you that are out digging for crystals. Yeah, and just finding a sanctuary, finding your peace in that, just finding your peace in that. But that card came out, so that card's it's happened multiple times actually, where even just like in personal reads for myself, that this card will pop. And so it's a pretty significant card. Some of you could be life paths number 9. Um, yeah, okay, but amethyst and citrine are really showing up, so that, which the crown, and obviously crown, and then of course our you could connect citrine with either. I connect it more so right now with the sacral chakra, but you could very well connect it with the solar. But we've got the solar energy, the solar plexus energy in there as well. But I also see that as divine energy, as the energy in which we are, that we carry, that yeah. Okay, so trust. I'm gonna put this up back here so that I can see it. And okay, now, so the cards, okay, so there was an energy of, and we'll read about these cards, the angel, in just a minute, but the energy that was coming through in the pre-shuffle was one of, Scorpio season, this Scorpio season, new moon energy, especially with the eclipses rolling in, is really for our benefit to really dive deep and get into those emotional nooks and crannies, those intellectual nooks and crannies, but it's more an emotional. I mean, it's water, it's deep, it's water, but there is still an air of really all the elements. I keep getting all of the elements here lately, it seems like. But anyway, sorry, I didn't expect this. And the cars, they've got a road closed, or a bridge closed by my house, and so I've got a lot of traffic coming in and out. Those of you who are seeing this and you know where I live, yeah. Okay, anyway, so there was an energy, okay, back up. So we're given this opportunity to really look in those nooks and those crannies and see what it is, where our desires are and where they aren't, what we want, what we don't want. And a lot of times that includes healing and shadow work. Almost all of the time. No, maybe not, but I mean, like, so much, so much of it. But it's a beautiful energy for us to be able to discover beautiful things and feel. I have felt very beautiful energy with this eclipse, with this new moon. I've heard different things from different people, but for myself personally, there's been a very phenomenal. The neighbor pulled in, and Duchess is saying hello. My poor neighbors, y'all. Okay, Dutch, it's okay, hon. It just, but it's like, she's not being a jerk. It just disturbed her flow, and so she's like, what's happening here? Okay, so with that being said, in the pre-shuffle, there were, there could be some of you who are dealing with addictions or obsessions or attachments of some sort. Addiction specifically came out, but that doesn't necessarily have to be the case. Only you know what it is, the things that, there can be so many things that are addictions. So I think that so many times we hear this word and we think drugs, automatically. But there are so many things that we can be addicted to: television, the phone, certain people, so many things, okay? Yes, so many things. So where it is that it's something that is on the verge of, just being able to come up with a plan, understand what these things are in your life, if this resonates with you. And to a certain extent, I would say it should probably resonate with everybody, right? Because we all have something that we very possibly have maybe not, I shouldn't say that. No, I shouldn't say that. I won't say that. There are some, and we all do know what it has felt like to have some sort of unhealthy attachment. That is the best way to put it. It's an unhealthy attachment, and it's time to be able to see it, to feel it and experience it, and then to be able to let it go and surrender that in. Now, with that being said, these are the cards that fell out when I had to pick up the cards when they fell out. Dutch, honey, it's okay. He's okay. That's where he lives. These three came out laying upright, and the other three came out reversed. So we've got intuition, restriction, and imagination, if you can even hear me. Duchess, hey, it's okay. Dutch, it's okay. Woo, 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 woo. Okay, alrighty, we're forging ahead. Nothing is coincidental, so, okay. But we have intuition, restriction, and imagination. Maybe that just needed to be said. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Okay, yeah, maybe that just needed to be said. Okay, so there are some of you who are very much in your mind, and it is restricting your intuitive side, but that I see that breaking free. You're breaking free from that, and your guides, your higher self, however you want to see it, God, source, whatever that is to you, right? To you. Is really helping you with that. I see these guardian angels coming in, and actually Archangel Michael comes in on the other three, the three that were turned over. And that is the second time that Archangel Michael has even came, like the words have even came into my reality in just like the past 2 hours. So that's pretty significant. So just know that whoever you are that is in this tough situation or that is going through trying to shed skin of things that no longer serve you, that you are breaking free. It is something that does plague you mentally, but there's something about listening to your intuition, but also a very childlike energy coming through that would be extremely helpful to be able to get into, and or it helps you tap into it. Yeah, yes, okay. Because over here we have suffering, we have invention, creativity guides, and then we have self-esteem, guardian, Archangel Michael, which goes hand in hand with another where did it go? Oh, the bottom of the deck, my bad, is shame. Okay, so for some of you, this may be something that you feel is. There was a lot of moon energy as well, and just it's like just putting a stop to something that you know is unhealthy, that you know is not serving your purpose and what you want, and being able to trust and fall in to that and know that you're going to be okay, that you're going to be taken care of. Things may be hard, but there are always, from what I've seen, there's always this balancing of energies. So if I experience something that's extremely difficult, then I know that at some point down the line, I'm going to experience something that is magnificent, just the same like level of intensity, but on the opposite scale. I've seen that anyway. There is a lot of angelic guides around, though. I will say this. I understand that for some of you, this is a very hard time. For those that I'm talking to, this is a difficult time. This could even be like a dark night of the soul. I know that gets thrown around a lot. I don't really say that, but that's coming out, so there we go. But that kind of energy is something that, this could be depression. It could be feeling hopeless, but it could be that all of these emotions are childhood wounds that you have been healing and that you are healing. Okay, so we're gonna leave it at there. Or we're gonna leave that at that right now, because that's just kind of what came out, like I said in the pre-shuffle. But this also came out. These are the ones we're gonna read. We have 21, Ascended Master Lady Nada, and Rhoda. I'm gonna murder it. Okay, Rhoda. I'm not even gonna. I can't. Whatever. Okay, so if you can see what that says, I don't know how to pronounce it, and I don't want to butcher it. But sensitivity, and also we have 44, which is very synchronicity. Synchronicity. It's very synchronicity. I can't blame it on Mercury retrograde anymore, can I? It's very synchronized. It's a confirmation for myself. Literally, like in the same moment that I heard Archangel Michael's name earlier, not heard, or I would say it like that, but heard it, that it came into my reality, is what I mean. It was with someone talking about the number 44. And it says sacred pleasure. And I will say this, I about forgot. So I've been working on kind of like my own little deck or whatever, like just words and stuff for the more detailed love kind of scenario readings, or like not necessarily love, but relationships, like different dynamics in relationships. And I went to pick, because I only have like half of the deck done. And I just sat down real quick and was writing things one day. But anyway, I was like, well, and so I was like trying to decide, am I gonna take them or not? And like I'm just shuffling them, and these fall out, and so I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna take those and just lay the rest down. I haven't read 100% what they all say exactly. I did see the top part. The first one is sexual tension, pictures, and daydreaming. So you could be in this energy when it is in regards to someone else, or someone else could have this energy towards you. It says they remember I like it like smudged because I didn't let it dry. Creative blocks. That's okay. Like for the majority, that is what this card is coming out about. But that energy, that sexual energy, could also be nonetheless that temptation or that, I'm sorry, addiction, right? It definitely could be. Sorry, I'm getting comfortable. Not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Getting comfortable. All right. One of my things that I'm really trying to work on is just not being afraid. Not being afraid to just be me, not and it's harder. Okay, so the other one is okay. So that card was number 5. There could be something relevant with 5s for you. There could be relevant 8s. We do have 44, which is 8. So, and of course 8 is the infinity sign. It is the self, right? But this card says, "I am not brave." Little kid, immature. We did have that childlike energy coming through. So some of you could be dealing with someone who is acting very childish for whatever reasons, and that's how you perceive it, or it could be that you are acting that way and you're not really realizing it or seeing it, and especially when it's around the energy of shame and self-esteem and looking at and putting light to the things in which you are uncomfortable and which are hard, but I hide things. Yes, I am not brave, little kid, immature, and I hide things, okay? So these energies, they wanted to pop out to begin with. That's before I even made it outside and got the other cards that, like, just in the pre-shuffle. So let's see what, and if you've stuck with me this long, thanks. I mean, that's awesome. I really hope that y'all are getting something out of this. I appreciate it very much. Okay, 21. All right. Ascended Master Lady Nada and Rhodochrosite. Sensitivity. We bring you the blessing of sensitivity. Being sensitive in this world can be tough sometimes, yet your sensitivity is essential if you are going to consciously feel and work with subtle energy. Receiving and sending telepathic transmissions, feeling and releasing energetic cords, tingling and exquisite blessings of divine love, sensing the whispers of divine grace, and seeing the luminous sparkling particles of life force. I'm just so happy I can't. Oh, okay. Particles of life force dancing wildly and beautifully of shimmering arc fields in dazzling and colorful display. To be given the gift of sensitivity to perceive the energetic worlds is like being invited to the most special and extraordinary exhibit of sacred art. Now, please remember that in a couple readings back, we pulled the, or not pulled, but I think actually fell off, it was the other card that was mixed in. It was the vice versa that I was talking about earlier. And it was the initiation card that was like the crossing. That card was shown actually in your pre-shuffle, which was pretty cool. But it's bouncing off of that energy. It's bouncing off of the initiation that you've been going through, the downloads, the expansions, ego deaths, dark night of the soul, this healing, this change of energy is coming in. Okay, new perceptions. Okay, so you are being invited to the most special and extraordinary exhibit of sacred art. What did we have? We had creative blocks. So, like, these are, like, you are so lucky. We're so lucky that, like, Spirit has given us this much of, like, a clarification and, I mean, like, an insight into here's what's on the other side of this. Okay. You may have struggled with your sensitivity, found it difficult to bear during times of emotional suffering, which we're in an energy of that right now. Yet you have a great gift, and it will bring you so much joy. If you are learning to develop your sensitivity, we will help you so you too can feel uplifted as you witness the energetic beauty of creation. That's, yes, yes, seeing these, yes, I think that some of you are going to definitely be peeling layers. Like, I just see like layers coming off of your eyes, like the scales removed from the eyes, like in just pieces and pieces and pieces, like an onion. Um, and the way that you perceive things is going to so drastically change, but so subtly at the same time. It's one of those. It's one of those kind of energies, moments, experiences. Yeah. Okay. Number 44, sacred pleasure. And it might, this I believe I'm being guided to say that this, is to remind us. I mean, like, okay, we're all adults. Okay, well, I hope that everybody watching this is an adult. If not, we've already went past the speaker or the like headphone alert, 18 plus. We've said sex, talking about sex or whatever. But that sexuality is very sacred, So if it is something as a sexual tie, attachment, obsession kind of energy, it's a reminder. It's a reminder that it's a sacred thing. I mean, go get your freak on, do what you want, be who you are, but also remember that it's sacred. It's sacred. You give a big part of yourself. Okay. Goddess Bastet and the Cat's Eye, sacred pleasure. We bring you the empowerment of sacred pleasure. It is said that the spirit had to be enticed into the body. And how beautiful too that we, like with the other card, the trust, we had the amethyst and the citrine stand out, along with the solar plexus, and we have this beautiful crown opening, download into an intuitive card with this beautiful fiery sacral chakra, energetic, sacred energy. Okay. It is said that the spirit had to be enticed into the body to give up its complete freedom and willingly take on an experience of limitation that could lead to divine growth. It needed the deal to be sweetened. So music was created. Some of you could be, we all love music, right? But it could be extra special, like that could be a confirmation for somebody. Some of you may play music. It definitely helps to change the vibe and the energy. And I think that's too a big message just in itself right now that is needing to come across, that is like trying to come out, is, if the energy doesn't feel good, change it. If you're feeling down, change it. I know it's so hard sometimes. It can be. For me, it can be. Maybe not for everybody, but for me, I know. Nova, climbing in the tree. It can be, but just change the energy if you're not. And turning on some music can do that in a second. You're worth it. Okay, so music was created. Music that could only be felt and expressed through the body. Wow. Spirit jumped in like a flash and life was created. There is more life that can be created in you and your world. Although there are undoubtedly struggles as a natural part of opening up to more life, there is divine sweetness too. That is the gift of sacred pleasure. This is the pleasure that gives you in your aliveness. That gives you joy in your aliveness. It is innocent. We've had that childlike energy throughout multiple decks. So it's going to hit differently for different people in different situations, but for each one of you, it means something. So many levels. Although there are undoubtedly struggles and it is a natural part of opening up to more life, there is divine sweetness too. That is the gift of sacred pleasure. That is the pleasure that gives you joy in your aliveness, in its innocent, sensual, and life-affirming. It is time for you to receive more of this. The oracle says it's time to put a little sugar in your bowl. So there's, yes, even more like reminding you, like, hey, 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 hey. You got gifts coming. Do the work. You got gifts coming. It's worth it. On the bottom of the deck, Ascended Master Yogananda, Yogananda, and Rhodonite. Wow, these words, I feel like that's so close to that other, okay. It's 25, could be 7, could be relevant, and it's empowered service. And there we got the crown chakra coming in again with the pinkish purple and the third eye, and we've got the you know, in the middle. That spark, that creation, that creative energy. All right, so I guess that in itself is going to be a read, guys. Let's get a little bit of advice though, since we're coming up on almost 30 minutes. Let's get some advice that Spirit would have you know about all of this. For those of you that this, you know, resonates with, what is something that they need to hear? The highest, the most beneficial good for all. We thank you. My happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. You got your throat chakra coming through as well. Speaking your truth, knowing your truth. We got that moon energy coming back out. We got the trusting. Comes up. We come full circle, all the way back around. All the way back around. Oh, and just seeing this, I'm being told that some of you are definitely traveling while you're sleeping. You're doing something on the astral realm, and some of you are doing it you know, like you're consciously doing it. That or meditating, like, you know, going into like maybe a journey, like a shamanic journey or something of the sort, some kind of thing like that. Or maybe you're leading or wanting to do something that, maybe that's something you're dreaming of, but you're definitely dreaming of creating. You're confident in it. All right, light and love, y'all.